and we're here talking about the upcoming college football season. We're going to get into the conference championship predictions for all the Power Four conferences. We got the ACC, we got the Big 12, the SEC, and the Big 10. And we're both going to get into our predictions. We're going to go back and forth and talk about who we think are going to represent their respective conferences coming up this upcoming season. So, Tom, you want to start us off with your ACC predictions? Who you think is going to come out? And just keep in mind that last season, the ACC championship game was between the Clemson Tigers and the SMU Mustangs, and Clemson walked it off with a game-winning field goal. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, just to start off, I think last year's conference championships were pretty fun just because it was a bunch of new faces, new conferences. Like you had Arizona State in the Big 12, and then you got SMU just 8-0 in conference play and the ACC out of the gate. That was impressive, But I'd say this year for the ACC, I think we got Miami with Carson Beck playing Clemson. And I just think Clemson, his quarterback kind of, left on a sour note. He said he wanted to come back this season for vengeance. And you got Miami. They probably, about the same as last year, I think. And I just think SMU, I don't know if they can do 8-0 in the conference again. And I see Miami and Clemson, but you got a couple sleepers down there. Like last season, Virginia Tech started off really hot, and everybody was kind of hot on Virginia Tech. You also don't sleep. We got Bill Belichick at UNC now. That, we'll see. First season as a college coach usually doesn't go too well for pro coaches, but he might be the GOAT. So we'll see what he can do there. Florida State, let's not forget about them. But coming off 1-7 in the conference, starting off the year with Alabama, you kind of hope that they come back a little bit and just at least compete this year, but we'll see. My prediction, though, Miami and Clemson, and I have Clemson beating Miami. How about you, Say?
I'd have to agree with you, Tom. I also think that there are some great storylines for this upcoming season, especially in the ACC. Like you said, we got Bill Belichick moving down to the college level, taking over at the UNC Tar Heels program. That's going to be something interesting to watch, of course. Carson Beck transferring from Georgia to Miami, and then all the stuff that happened with him over the offseason, if fans know anything about that. So that's also very interesting as well. Clemson returning Cade Klubnik, as you referred to, their
Yes,
quarterback.
sir.
He's supposed to be one of the top draft picks coming up in this upcoming draft, so it'll be interesting to see if he's able to produce and repeat as conference championships. And speaking of, you must have been looking at my notes, man, because I also have Clemson beating Miami in the conference championship. I just think those right now are the best two teams that I could point out to, just as far as roster talent, recruiting, of course, and then last year's results, because Clemson has been running the ACC for a while now. So, there's nothing new to see them there. But like you said, a surprise team was seeing SMU just come out of nowhere and kind of take over that second spot when they late in the season last year. And Miami kind of faltered at the end when they lost to Syracuse, and they had those tough games that they barely had pulled out, even before that. So I just think Miami's going to bounce back even better this year, even without Cam Ward. I think they're ready. Carson Beck's going to have a good year. He's going to bounce back. And yeah, I think those are the best two teams. And then I think there also are some dark horses to look at. Of course, SMU, because of what they did last year. And I think also you could point to Louisville, the Louisville Cardinals. They're always a solid program,
Yep.
threatening to make noise down there. And then I think also Georgia Tech. I think Georgia Tech is a ACC sleeper because they're just always a solid program. And then we saw what they did last year against Georgia, taking them to, what was it, like 7 overtimes, 8 overtimes.
Oh man, it was a crazy game.
Yeah, just crazy, insane game. I think that will be something very interesting to keep eye of. But I'll also take Clemson over Miami.
Yeah, and then I was gonna say I forgot to talk about Georgia Tech. Looking at their schedule here, last season 5-0 at home, and with that good game against Georgia, even though they couldn't pull it off. I think that that showed the nation a little bit about Georgia Tech, gave them a little, popularity. Everybody said, okay, there might be another team down there in Georgia that can come to play. But yeah, no, I mean, I think that covers the ACC pretty well.